Do you think Gerard Mayo finished his week strong in his press conference today? How do you feel that went for him?
It was interesting. The way it started, it had a very Belichickian sort of feel to it. And he was asked about it at the very end. Why did you do that? And he pointed to Coach Stacey, as he calls him, Stacey James, and said, he wants me to focus on the Jets.
Yikes!
So that was the Billabuster, as Chris Mason, my buddy Chris Mason, called it this morning. So what'd you make of that? Was that just him killing time?
Well, no, I think there's some good sense behind that, which is let's focus on the game, let's focus on Sunday, let's focus on the opponent, but then revealing that it was Stacey who told him to do it is not the best idea. It's not the best.
He's too honest.
It's not.
Way too honest.
Gerard, keep that one to yourself. Keep that one to you.
But you understand why doing it, though. You get away from the soft comments.
Yeah, except
move on.
When everyone's questioning if you know what you're doing, and you do something smart, and then you just say, "Yeah, it wasn't me that came up with it. That was someone else who just told me to do that." Don't discredit yourself. What are you doing?
Yeah.
What are you doing?
I don't know. I wouldn't read too hard. It could have been someone else's idea.
Phil, read into everything right now.
Well, here's how I'll read into it.
1-6, and they're a real bad team. Okay. Read into all of it.
So reading into it means I'm not just going to take it at its face value, meaning it could have been someone else who suggested it. It could have been Gerard Mayo's idea, and he just looks at Stacey on the side and he says, "Oh, look, he's cracking a joke."
I don't believe that.
He should drop his jokes. He should stop joking too. The joking thing.
We're reading into things here.
We are. No more jokes.
He did quit joking.
Are we reading into it? Or are we taking it on face value?
What
are we doing?
It's the first week he didn't joke. You get serious, Gerard, right now.
You were in your mailbag this week. We were reading some mailbag comments from Phil Perry.
A lot of mailbag stuff this week. I was on Reddit. Have you guys ever been on Reddit?
I've been on Reddit
I think I'm the last person who really hadn't been on Reddit before, but had a good time answering questions on there.
When you got to fix something, it's a good little DIY resource.
It's one of the first things that pops up in Google.
Yeah, you got to fix something in your pool, for example. So you got a pool problem, you got to fix something.
Filter, yeah.
Right, you get ideas on how do you fix this problem,
How do I do this? And that'll be one of the first results.
That's what it is, because when you Google it, it's usually in the results.
Right.
It'll be someone telling you how to fix something. So anyway.
That's not what Phil was doing there.
You seem to have an informed opinion, Phil Perry. I hope I'm putting that in an appropriate way.
Okay.
An informed opinion that Gerard Mayo and Elliot Wolf do not have to lose sleep at night worrying about their job security for 2025.
Yeah, I feel strongly about job security for 2025, meaning the entirety of that season?
No, meaning they're getting to 2025.
Oh, yeah.
They're not getting fired in the offseason.
I think that's, yes, I believe that very strongly. I would say it would have to be something really extreme that would have to happen in order for those guys not to be back. The Crafts have made a commitment to this regime. They're invested in this regime. They knew it was going to take some time, and so I believe they're going to give them the runway that they feel is appropriate to turn this thing around.
So if I could clarify, that means the win-loss record is not necessarily important. That if they finish the season losing 16 straight games, just the losses would not be the reason to fire a coach or a GM. It would be related to off-the-field, locker room, dysfunction, things of that nature, not just losing.
Yeah, it's interesting. I think, how does it look is an important bit of context there that we could fill in the blank on, and we could spend a lot of time playing that theoretical game. But how does it look? I mean, if it's 1-16 and guys have stopped playing for you, and there's 8 more arrests, and it's just the building's on fire. I can't predict the future as far as that goes. That to me would fall under the category of extreme and unforeseen sort of circumstance. If they lose a bunch of one-score games and they finish 1-16, that to me is not quote unquote unforeseen. Is it for you? Are you going to pick them to win a single game the rest of the year?
No.
Okay.
It's hard.
So,
I also think it's hard
I think it does have to go beyond winning.
It's hard.
I think it's hard to lose 16 straight games in a row.
I would agree with that.
You're not Joey Harrington.
I'm sorry to inform you guys. I think this team's capable.
I do believe they're
you've been
capable,
watching them. I've been watching them. This team's capable of losing 16 straight, and it's that bad. They came in with low expectations. Vegas didn't pick them to win a single game this year, and then they lost. I don't know. You could throw a ranking on these guys. They have lost maybe 4 of their best 7 players since the start of training camp.
Yeah.
Maybe 5 if you include Matthew Judon. I don't even really include that one because they chose that one. They sent him away. But, they started with low expectations, and they've gotten lower.
Are you surprised about the amount of off-field stuff that's going on with the team? in the social media posts and stuff. The
Yeah.
arrest.
Yeah.
Not arrest. Yeah, arrest, I guess.
Well,
Yeah,
if you want to throw that in there, I would just say, put the Peppers situation aside and Christian Barmore's run-in with the Rhode Island police aside.
which he apologized for, by the way.
He did. I thought it was a great apology. I would look at the receiver
Surprised
group.
he did. It's nice.
You're surprised that-
I was
that
surprised that he did.
he
Yeah,
I think he had
apologized?
to.
Yeah,
think he
I
had
would
to.
not have
Yeah.
predicted that.
I think that showed a little bit of, a little bit of maturity after
Yeah,
a
and
pretty immature initial
I
response.
was going to say, and given the huge lack of maturity in that video, I
Right.
was thinking, that's not going to happen.
So
But
to me, when you
someone
talk
got to him,
the social media stuff, I think first and foremost about the receiver room, and I think the receiver room is a microcosm of what the entire team is dealing with right now, which is a directionless group. It's a group that is, in my opinion, lacking leadership. The details on the field and off have been non-existent, I think, for large chunks of the season. And so when you have a meeting like they did yesterday morning where Jawan Bentley's talking to the team and the coaches are talking to the team about making sure they're on their details and they have to just do more. They have to work harder. They have to do more when it comes to getting their treatment and eating right and working out. Like, this is day one of big-time college football program stuff, not NFL stuff. And so I'm sure there are teams that harp on that stuff throughout the course of the year, but the fact that they needed a reminder, to me, is as big an indication as any as to where this group is as a whole right now. And I think you look at just that receiver room, and you can look at that and say what they are dealing with in a